Well, it's really a community in which an awful lot of people contribute to the program and contribute to each other. With the entire staff, the parents, the students, the custodians, the cafeteria workers, the clerical workers, all of the programs and so forth, it's almost impossible to define in a few words or a few paragraphs. You just have to write books on what high school is. Well, of course, integration was probably the biggest event. It was smooth, but it was difficult. And it wasn't always smooth. A lot of people worked to help make it smooth. A lot of teachers, a lot of parents, and a lot of students, both the black students and the white students. But it was a difficult time, very difficult time. Well, of course, the big thing was try to come up with a program to incorporate the black students into the school and make them feel that it was their school, just not something they had to attend. They had the black high school all along. They had their program there. You're talking about programs. They had their program, they had their community, they had their parents, they had their athletic program, they had all of their activities, and then they left that. And the students who had been here all along stayed with their program. They had their same program, their same parents, their same everything. And what the big problem was to do was to come up with some way that we could incorporate the two programs and make it like one program and not like, well, you're coming into our program, you're leaving your program. That was the difficult part. There were fusses, fights, disagreements. These things went on for 2 or 3 years, and they were the things that we just had to work with. We had a lot of parents from the black community that really came over and helped us so much with our program. And of course, those first years we had dual presidents, dual officers, dual everything. And we had those for, 3 or 4 years before we gave that up. I think that helped us in the time when we had to incorporate the two bodies. It gave the black students and the white students both some feeling of holding on to ours to some degree until we got to the point that we could incorporate everything into one. And I can't say it was very smooth, but from the situation we had, we worked through it. And it was something we had to do. I mean, there was no question. It just had to be done. It just wasn't right to go on like we were. Integration was needed. Well, we had quite a few academic milestones. I guess when Broughton was selected as a school of excellence in the United States, when Broughton was picked by one of the magazines, I don't know, it was U.S. and World Report, anyway, one of the magazines, as one of about 12 schools in the United States that met their standards. In fact, they featured each one of us in a magazine for one of the months of the year. That was certainly a milestone. I remember I was called into the office one day and told that our enrollment had dropped so much in fourth year German and fourth year Latin that we couldn't offer them the next year. We only had 5 students that signed up for each one. And I said, yeah, we can't do that. We can't drop them. Well, you have to because you don't have the teaching staff. I said, well, you just give me the same number of teachers, teacher-pupil ratio, as you do everybody else, and we'll figure that out. So we kept the 4th year of German and the 4th year of Latin when we were told that we had to drop it. And then, of course, the enrollments grew again after that. So I really think it was the right thing to do. My goal was to make it have the best atmosphere that we could have for learning and try to use the abilities of everybody. Department meetings, the department heads ran that department just about. The student body, officers, class officers and so forth had their leadership roles. And just to get everybody involved, the parents were very strong, as they are today, in a different way then than they are now. Well, we went from, I think we still had a few manual typewriters here when I came here. Then we went to all electric typewriters. And then, of course, computers were just coming in. Audio visual was becoming more complicated and more useful.
Can you remember the first computer the school bought?
I don't know whether I do or not. I don't remember what year it was. I know when we first started having computers in the classrooms, I came here in 1970. And I guess my first experience with computers was back in, the early 60s, when you did everything with key punch, when I was working on my graduate work at William and Mary's, when I first saw the first computer. And then, of course, at Duke, when I did my doctorate, I used cards. Everything was put on cards. And then you ran that through the computer to get all your data and so forth. So things have really, really changed. You know, the preparation for the Queen of Hearts and again, the parents and student involvement and the night before the Queen of Hearts program, coming over to the gymnasium and decorating the gymnasium. I don't know whether they still have it in the gymnasium or not, but I had a lot of pressure from students to carry it downtown and other places, and I said, look, it's your program, this is your school. You can go to the gymnasium and do anything you want there and decorate it any way you want, and you can plan it. Let's keep it here. So we always did. I can't remember any particular year. They were all just so great.
Did you have any famous alumni that graduated from Broughton during your time period?
Oh, well, I'm sure that a lot of them were famous. Scott Hoke in Goff, Phil Spence. I'm sure there are many others. I hadn't thought about that, but they came to mind. We had quite a few people certainly go on into education. Mr. Watts, Jackie Nutt, Sally Smithson, Bill Blackburn was a tremendous assistant principal, Elvia Walker, Bill Hooker, Jane Kern, Richard Murphy, who's out at Lee no, I think he's going downtown now. He was at Leesville. We just had so many great assistant principals who've gone on to be principals in other positions in education.
Do you remember Phyllis Peacock?
Oh my God, Phyllis was no one else like Phyllis. One particular thing I remember about Phyllis, and she was probably, Mrs. Peacock, I should say, she was probably near 70. And I like to go in classrooms and observe. I spent a lot of time in classrooms. And I went in her classroom one day, and she had her shoes off and her stocking feet up on the chair teaching. She had the book in front of her teaching. What a magnificent teacher. Well, I feel a part of Broughton. I still do. It was just almost 22 years of my life. And 2 of my daughters went here. And of course, my wife and I, we attended the Queen of Hearts, and we attended the musical programs. We had tremendous music programs here, both vocal music and instrumental music. And the spring musical productions they put on was, professional, just professional. And it was just, 22 years of my life that is written very indelible in me and will always be there. It's the family, it's the area, it's the tradition, it's the program of excellence that has been maintained over the years, even at times when it was difficult to maintain it, as I mentioned a while ago, not doing away with the 4th year of German and Latin. It is really the place that throughout the state, everyone knows Broughton. It's an old school. It's been here since 1929. And it's just personifies excellence in high school education.